Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Ask Jimmy Smith. I'm really excited to be back with you today talking about how much money do sellers on Amazon make in their business each year, whether it's their first year in the business or they've been selling for a long time, as well as some different tips out there for how you can get started with your Amazon business and the most successful strategy that I've seen work on Amazon time and time again. Obviously, no guarantee of results. This is not saying that you're going to make this money, but these are the actual numbers and the statistics too from how much money people are making, according to a few different articles, which I'll pull up for you. There's a bunch of different tips as well that they give in these articles, and I'll give you my thoughts on those. And hopefully this helps you to either determine one, if you want to get started in an Amazon FBA business, or two, if you're currently in one, if you want to continue to go and push forward and see it as the opportunity and the way that I see it, which is a long-term stable business model. Just for those of you that don't know, I've been selling on Amazon since December of 2015. We do 7 figures per year in revenue, over $100,000 per month, and we sell other people's products. We don't sell our own. Additionally, I've trained over 1,000 people and seen over 1,000 success stories come out of the course and book that I've written. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of confidence in the information I'll give you today if you've never heard of me before. So let's go ahead and get into this first article from a website and a software company called Helium 10. So let me pull that up. Okay, so in this article, Helium 10 put out an article. It says, hey, how much do sellers make on Amazon? And I liked the information in it, and it actually correlates to the other couple that I've got to show you here in a little bit. But Helium 10, just so you know, is a software company. They make an amazing suite of tools for Amazon sellers, particularly sellers that do private label and wholesale products, or if they create their own bundles or their own listings of any sort on Amazon. That's what Helium 10 kind of is their niche, right? Where my niche is going to be more arbitrage, but I also have done wholesale and private label as well. But I wanted to give you my perspective on some of this information, and it was kind of eye-opening to see some of these numbers. So they said almost half of Amazon sellers earn somewhere between $1,000 and $2,500 per month, with some sellers reporting earnings of up to $45,000 per year, which I was kind of shocked that it said some sellers reporting earnings of up to 45,000 per year, because I know sellers that make, 7 figures per year profit, not just in sales like we do. We do 7 figures per year in sales, but I know people that do that in profit. So I'm surprised they didn't give a much higher amount there, but ultimately, almost half of all Amazon sellers earning somewhere between $1,000 and $2,500 per month. That's pretty good. If you want it to be a side hustle for yourself, Amazon is an excellent place to kind of have a side hustle business, but it can truly be a full-time income, which is, obviously if you followed me anytime, that's the title of my book, Side Hustle to Full-Time Income. But I do love the information through the rest of this article as well. It says, right here, new sellers should also be aware of how high the ceiling goes. Just as brand success relies on breaking from the pack, rising above the minimum effort of most Amazon sellers has been known to reap revenue in the 6, 7, and 8-figure range. So they at least mention it here. Surprised they didn't put it up top though, because most people just skim these articles, right? So whether you've been following a 6-figure case study or pining for a community of serious sellers, rest assured, big opportunity on Amazon is yours for the taking. And then let's talk about some of the benefits that they go through before we get into some more numbers and some other viewpoints or data points for how much money Amazon sellers can make. I do like the benefits that they give. Amazon received a total of 2.7 billion visits from all over the globe during the month of June in 2021. So in 1 month, that's insane. And more than 60% of consumers who are searching for a product online start by searching for that product on Amazon. And I'm one of those consumers, not just because I sell on Amazon, but because I love to see the reviews. I love to see, how well it's sold. I like to see the questions and answers, and it's just an easy platform to access and use. And then they talk about some of the benefits, which that's not the point of this video. But what can you make as an Amazon seller in 2021? So nearly half of Amazon sellers earn between $1,000 and $2,500 per month. And then it talks about the Amazon, keyword tools and how marketing is one of the most important things that you can do to increase your chances of succeeding as an Amazon seller. You need to write quality product descriptions that include the right keywords so your products show up first in the search results. They talk about keywords a lot. And so this is where I wanted to give kind of more my opinion on this. Like I said, Helium 10 is a software suite for private label sellers, wholesale sellers, bundle sellers on Amazon. And so, of course, that is what they're going to say, that this is one of the most important things that you can do to succeed as an Amazon seller. And yes, from their vantage point, that is right. If you are doing private label, wholesale, bundles, having the right tools, which I would personally actually recommend Helium 10 if you do that, but having the right tools to help you with keywords is going to be of the utmost importance. But if you're doing arbitrage, if you're doing replenishable products like I teach, if you're doing online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, or the newer hybrid arbitrage model, which I recently released a video on, you don't need to know any of these things. The majority of our business is selling other people's products from stores, right? Doing arbitrage, where we go out, we buy products at full price, and then we sell them at a higher price on Amazon because we'll put them together with multiples of that product, or maybe it's a toothpaste and a toothbrush go together, and so we can sell them for more money on Amazon. And we don't create those listings. So while I agree with Helium 10 for their market that they typically talk to, where marketing is important and having the right keywords are important, we don't deal with that in our business. And we still do over 7 figures per year and have trained multiple people to do that as well. In fact, we've had over 1,000 success stories, which I'll show you in a little bit, just a little bit of that page, so that you can see the proof of the success stories that have come from not having to do all of this additional, I guess, guesswork and work up front. You can do, it does take work to do the arbitrage model, but it's different. And it's something that has led to over 1,000 success stories. And I'll show you over 500 of them here in a second. Then it talks about choosing the right product. What does the right product look like? Again, there's a variety of factors. Generally, the right product is the product people are already looking for on Amazon. And then it talks about popular products to sell. So this is all more geared towards private label and wholesale sellers. Ultimately, you don't need to worry about a lot of this information if you're doing the replens arbitrage model, which I teach. And the reason I say that is just because, yes, you need to do some homework. You need to look at Keepa charts. You need to see if it's been selling and see if it's profitable. But it's the lowest hanging fruit opportunity on Amazon because I can just go to a store and do this very simply. It might not be, the hardest business model. It's pretty easy to grasp, but it's hard in terms of, you have to work at it. But ultimately, if you're brand new on Amazon, I personally recommend getting into replens and arbitrage first, learning the platform. And if your goal is to grow into private label or wholesale, you can do that moving forward as well. I thought this was interesting too. It talks about the most profitable categories for sellers and the best-selling products on Amazon, which if I'm looking at this, we sell some clothing and shoes. We don't really do jewelry. We'll sell maybe some video games and some toys, but really none of these things do we really sell. We've sold in all of those categories at some point, but for our, $100,000 plus per month business, we don't even sell in these most popular categories, which I thought was interesting, very regularly anyway. We sell in over 27, 28 different categories, but these, oddly enough, aren't any of them. So just an interesting take on it. Because I didn't want you to think that these are the places that you should be going from an arbitrage standpoint. You don't have to, you can, but just wanted to give you my viewpoint there. And then I did like this. Most of the best-selling products on Amazon are items that people need all the time rather than just one and done, which is what replenishable products are about, right? And yes, typically most sellers think that, oh, it's things like the baby wipes and the diapers that I have to be selling, and batteries and toilet paper. But technically, as a replenishable seller, you're looking to sell products over and over again to multiple consumers. It doesn't have to be something that I would buy regularly, right? So maybe I sell a hammer to, my friend John, and a hammer to Susie, and a hammer to James, and a hammer to Brittany, right? But they aren't buying multiple hammers from me, right? So we're looking for replenishable products, things that are selling over and over, not necessarily things that are being bought over and over by one person, right? And then they talk about the fees, which is always good to look at, but that's not the point of this. And then back into some Amazon seller success stories, which is more about a private label brand named Anchor. And then lastly, they talk about maximizing profits as an Amazon seller and PPC or pay-per-click campaigns. And again, this is all tailored towards private label sellers. But I wanted to show you this article from the Balance SMB or small business.com. And they go through the how to be a profitable as an Amazon seller. And again, this is all tailored towards private label and wholesale sellers. And there's just a huge gap that's being missed out there because arbitrage and replens are extraordinarily profitable if you do it properly, and you can make a huge business. I've seen people go up to over $300,000 a month using this model, and the profit margins can vary from 10% profit margin. But if you're newer, it's more likely going to be 25 to 35% profit margin, maybe 33% as a cap. When we started our business, we were averaging about 33% profit margin. And now with, I think we have 8 employees. Now with 8 employees, we're making about 15% profit margin, but we have outsourced a lot of that work to other people. So, that's something to keep in mind. But they talk about being a proactive marketer. You have to use social media. You have to pick the right niche. You have to be competitive and know your competition in your niche and see what others are doing, what type of marketing they're using, how they're presenting and describing their products, etc. And to me, it's just, if you're brand new and you're looking and you're really just trying to figure out how much money can I make on Amazon, this advice isn't going to be helpful because it's going to be something that either overwhelms you or you try to get into it and do all these things and you're trying to learn 1,000 new things at once. And there's just better ways to get started on Amazon, in my opinion, based off the success stories that I've seen, and based off our own business of doing such a large amount, utilizing the replen model. And then they talk a little bit about using Amazon Associates as an affiliate program and all that kind of stuff too. But that's a whole different business, in my opinion. And then lastly, this article from Jungle Scout has a bunch of cool information on how much do Amazon sellers make. And I like this. What are the average monthly sales for Amazon sellers? Most Amazon sellers make at least $1,000 per month in sales, and some super sellers make upwards of $250,000 each month in sales, which amounts to $3 million in annual sales. This data is pretty cool to look at because it says nearly half, 44% of Amazon sellers make between $1,000 to $25,000 per month, which could mean annual sales of $12,000 to $300,000 per year. And then 1 in 5 makes, or 20% almost, makes $25,000 to $250,000 a month, which is between $300,000 and $3 million. So our personal business would be in this range, the 1 in 5, because we do just over $100,000 per month, and that can vary. It can be 95, it can be 195, like we had in May of 2020. So it really fluctuates, but ultimately we average about $120,000 per month typically. And, we've been doing this since December 2016, and we've been over $100,000 a month since about April of 2019, whenever we were consistently doing over $100,000 per month. So anyway, monthly sales under $500. You can see this band. I like to see these bands of different percentages for what monthly sales sellers are bringing in. And this combines all arbitrage and all private label sellers. So 10% of sellers are making between $25,000 to $50,000 per month. And we see a lot of success stories in between this range whenever people go through the course. Obviously the lower amounts as well, but this is the typical range that I see with success stories. We've obviously got some that have done over $300,000 a month or over $100,000 a month, and you can see those on the next page as well that I'll show you. But quite a few people can make some good money doing this model if you are learning properly and doing it right. And then more than 2 out of 5 Amazon sellers, 43%, have reached lifetime sales over $100,000. which, yeah, that's not that difficult to do on the platform. Obviously, it requires hard work, but Amazon provides such a huge opportunity. It's pretty crazy to see how much money that you can make doing this. For us, we are still, since we've been doing this 5 years, we're still in this range, but soon enough, we'll be in this range, I assume, in terms of sales, right? That's not profit, but that's in sales. And then I like this. How much do Amazon sellers profit? So then, like I said, with arbitrage, you're going to typically be seeing below 35% profit margins. Typically, some people go higher than that, but typically it's below 35%. So for the majority of arbitrage sellers, you'll probably be in these ranges, unless you're doing a really poor job and you're in the worst tiers, or you're doing a better job and you're in this tier. But it's pretty crazy to see the profitability there. I mean, that's 20%. We're at what, 33? So 46% of sellers are making between 11 to 25%. So almost half of them are making a pretty decent profit margin, especially if you compare it to other business models. And then how much money have sellers actually made, lifetime profits over time. And so, yeah, we've got lifetime profits under 25,000 at 42% because there's so many new sellers. But to me, it's pretty cool to see the amount of profits, that you can make, and how many. I mean, we've got 32% are between 25,000 to $1 million in profits. And I believe that we are still here in our personal business. Again, we're pretty close to being lifetime profits over this amount at some point. It might, I'm not exactly sure, but obviously we spend those profits. It's not like we have that all sitting anywhere, but it's something that is a huge opportunity. And you can take this replens model, you can scale it, you can offload it to other people, and you can really grow it into a huge opportunity. And so I wanted to show you, it talks about how long it takes to become profitable, and that's going to vary, but we've got quite a few. 64% get it done within the first year, which is an awesome opportunity. Most businesses can't say that. And then I do like this. How much money do you need to start selling on Amazon? The majority of people are spending between $500 to $2,500 to get started. With arbitrage, you can do it at $100. You can actually start with $0 if you want to sell stuff around your home, but you can do it with less than $500. So I would say the majority of new arbitrage replen sellers are able to start here. We started with about 1,000 whenever we started back in December 2015, and it's grown into multiple seven figures in revenue over those years. And then how much time, which is kind of an interesting stat. I think you need at least 10 hours a week to make this model work for you properly, and committed to that. You can do it with fewer. It's obviously better to put more into it, but I think at least 10 hours a week is where you should be. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that article. And I wanted to show you these success stories that have come out of the replens training, just so you can kind of see this. Obviously, there's disclaimers and all that. And the website is AskJimmySmith.com/success. But we've got over 500 success stories listed here. We've actually had over 1,000 total come from the group and the course, but this webpage can't handle more than 525 pictures, I think is what it's at. But from all over the world, right? The UK, we've got it obviously in the United States, and we've got 30 days sales history. We've got $100,000 in 1 month. We've got $10,000 in a month. We've got $50,000 in a year. So you can see all these different success stories here if you'd like to look at AskJimmySmith.com/success. And you can kind of start to think through all of the different pieces of information we went through in these articles, because there is a huge opportunity on Amazon, and it continues to grow. It continues to scale and become bigger and bigger, because the platform becomes even more adapted to by consumers. It becomes just something that ultimately sellers have more opportunity, because it becomes more streamlined in working with Amazon. And yeah, you can see, from $2,000 in Canada in a month to, $286 their first sale, to the $100,000 per month I showed you at the top, or $860,000 in this last 1 year for this person. So yeah, quite the opportunities here. I was hoping I'd stumble on the $300,000 per month one, but again, there's over 500 of these on this page if you want to check them out, and they just keep going for super long. So you can really look at all the numbers if you wanted to. But anyway, this is, a page that you can check out. Again, earnings disclaimer, all that stuff. These results may not happen for you. It requires work, all that fun stuff that you hear, which is true, right? It does require work. Not everyone that gets into the replens model is successful. There are people that come in and jump off. Not everybody that gets into an Amazon business is successful. They come in, some people do it in a poor way and they buy $10,000 of inventory and then it sits there and they lose a bunch of money and they think Amazon's a scam, but it's because they aren't doing it right. They ultimately should be starting their Amazon journey with the replens and arbitrage model to get used to the platform, see what's selling, see what ultimately they can do to continue to grow and scale their business. And then as they see these product opportunities, then open up wholesale accounts or private label products and create your own brand, which is what we've done, what I have taught as well. So if you want to check out any of my course or my book, Side Hustle to Full-Time Income, you can look it up on Amazon if you want that, or go to my website, AskJimmySmith.com. If you are an Amazon seller, let me know in the comments how much money you've seen being made, how much profits, how long did it take you to start making money? I'd love to hear your opinion on it, especially some of these articles. I will link the articles in the description below for you. I hope this was helpful for you. Ultimately, you can make a lot of money on Amazon. The majority of people, as we saw at the beginning, are making between $1,000 to $2,500 per month in sales. That's, I think it was like 40%, 45% of sellers, if I remember right from the beginning. So you can have a nice little business, side hustle business, but you can also grow it into a full-time income and make quite a bit of money. So all the links mentioned in this will be linked below. Please like, share, subscribe to this channel. Let me know your thoughts, what you'd like to see in the future. And I hope that you, if you haven't started on your Amazon journey, I hope that you take advantage of it soon if you are, looking to get started. So, and if you have any questions, please post them below. So thank you so much. Have a great day and be blessed.